In 2012, I was asked to give an education session at the International Toastmasters Convention. By the way, the worst spot in the world. I'm sandwiched in between Jock Elliott, the reigning world champion of public speaking, who got to the finals a record 6 times before he finally won, and Pete Weissman, who wrote speeches, was a speechwriter for Coca-Cola executives and worked at the White House. But in part of that preparation, my topic was on intercultural communication in the brain. I was going all over the world and meeting people. I wanted to see if I could talk about some of the challenges that people have when they're dealing with other cultures. I've traveled to 37 countries. And what I started doing was visiting Toastmasters clubs. And the weird part was that I found that, you look at the buildings and the monuments and things, and you say, that's the treasure of the country. And that's not the treasure of the country. The treasure of the country is in the people. And because I was a Toastmaster, just because I was a Toastmaster, I had brethren in any country I wanted to go to. I'm going to go to Qatar in a few days. They've invited me to come to their Toastmasters. There's somebody that's going to pick me up from the airport and take me. I mean, this is just, it's so warm, so embracing. And I have to wonder, because of that reception and because I get to meet these people and I get to talk to them and hear their stories and sit down and laugh with them and eat with them, I have such an appreciation for the world that I never had otherwise. I could see the monuments, but until I met the people, I was missing out on the biggest part of it. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, do you think that there's a broader impact that Toastmasters has, that Toastmasters offers to the world? What would you say is the impact of Toastmasters around the world?
Toastmasters impacts the world in very different ways, because one size does not fit all. People take from Toastmasters what it provides to them in their individual capacities, whether it's communication skills, whether it's leadership, whether it's life skills that they don't even realize that they are building in themselves, which no school or college or university teaches. So it's each individual who takes from Toastmasters what they can. And that's how Toastmasters has flourished for so many years and has gained that world today. In fact, I tell our members, when I go and talk to our members, and I have modified JFK's quote. So JFK is known to have said, ask not what the country can do for you, ask what you can do for the country. So I paraphrase that and change it to, ask not what you can do for Toastmasters, ask what Toastmasters can do for you. Because the fact is that we only are surface scratchers. We look at what Toastmasters provides on the surface, but have not really gone in depth to see what Toastmasters can provide us. There is so much of value which Toastmasters provides us. And the amount that we invest, the time and the money that is invested, is minuscule compared to the gains that we can get by being able to plumb the depths of Toastmasters and getting from it all that you can get from Toastmasters. So I think it continues to be relevant today and will continue to be relevant for at least the next century. I don't want to predict what's going to happen a century after that. But at least for the next century, I see the relevance continuing. As long as it is important for people to communicate in any way possible, Toastmasters will continue to be relevant. As long as we're looking up at leaders who make a difference in the world, Toastmasters will remain relevant. There are many leaders in the world today who are leaders only for selfish purposes. And I think Toastmasters, which teaches core values, helps us evolve into Toastmaster leaders who have ethics placed right at the top and have that in mind in everything we do. If these leaders, these Toastmasters leaders, become world leaders, I see tremendous change in the world. I see our world becoming a much better place to live in because of the fact that these are leaders who've understood the relevance of core values, who understand the relevance of communicating, and thus have within them the ability, the tools to be able to speak to each other, to the leaders around the world, and contribute to the peace that we need in the world. And that's what I foresee for tomorrow.